Hello, 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 hello. We're going to give time for people to pop in, everybody to get the notification. Team Replay, I would like to give a shout out to you. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here with me during this wonderful month, every single day, 31 days of watercolor fun. I appreciate it. Thank you, love you, and all the things. So, Team Replay, again, thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you are on Team Replay and you have not subscribed to the channel, do hit that bell notification so that you will be notified when I do go live. Now, for my lovelies that are here live, hello, hello, hello. Hey, Beth, what's up? What's up? What's up? We are going to be having fun today because y'all know what? We're going to be slapping paint on paper. I've already been slapping paint on paper. I did this morning, trying to do something, but it kind of, I don't think it worked out. But what it did do was give me an idea. Kind of, sort of, maybe, I don't know. I think it was already in my mind, and I kind of decided that I was going to go ahead and do it today for the live. So, I had to get my life together. Real quick. And it was just, y'all know me. You know, I'm an open book. I had, the family reunion is this weekend. Right? And I told you guys, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I am still doing the live. However, I'm not sure what that's going to look like. So if you see me pop on and I'll slap some paint on some paper, have a little pad, I'm still showing up for World Watercolor Month, right? I am going to do it. That's what we do. Because why? It was on the book way before the family reunion was. But somewhere I got an email from family member, and, you know, we've lost someone in our family. Pray for the family. I don't know who, can't tell you who, what have you. And it kind of, the response when I asked for, you know, basically, I want to reach out to the mother. Basically, you know, I understand, whatever. I was told for, you know, give them some time because, you know, it's a bad moment right now. And I was just like, excuse my French, like, shit, you ain't got to tell me that. I know what it's like to be the mother losing a child. I know what that's like. So no one has to tell me that. No one has to tell me what the family or what the mother is feeling right now. So I had to get that out. So now that I got that out, because I was sitting on here and I was just like, am I going to say it? Am I not? But I had to get it out because why, guys? I want you to understand. We talked about avoidance yesterday. I was going to avoid this thing all the way through the weekend. And so I felt the need to go and get it out because I found it clear it was bothering my spirit. Because one thing I don't need is someone to tell me about a mother and what she's feeling in the moment when she finds out that her child is dead. I don't need nobody to tell me that. Nor do I need nobody to defend another mother to me. Okay? So, hence is why I had to slap some paint on some paper before we went live. That explains this. Now, let's talk about the ugliness of this because I really slapped these roses down, just slapped them down so I could get the emotion out because that's what I was trying to do. I wasn't trying to make it pretty. I wasn't trying to make it about anything. But this kind of goes along with what I talked about yesterday. Avoidance. Don't avoid situations because you think you're being nice about it. Now, am I going to say something to the person? No, because when you're talking to some people will never get it, right? Until you put on those shoes and walk in them, and I don't put that on anybody, you don't understand, right? So, but me personally, I just like, well, let's slap this paint. I got that paintbrush. I pulled out some colors. So that led me more to talk about today. We're going to use one color in what we're going to do. Not one color. We're going to choose, like if we draw some roses, we're going to use one color to draw a page of roses. If we use rose, we're just using one color, monochromatic. That's it. Mono meaning one. Okay. Hello, Mr. McCoy. You're still at the vet? Yesterday, Mr. McCoy, I said, you wasn't on live yesterday. He's like, what's the day? I was like, Tuesday? He's like, in his little smart way, in other words, well, it's Tuesday, not Monday. And I was like, it's watercolor month. We're here every day. Yes, it is. So I'm gonna, before I get into the deep meat of it, I'm gonna kind of, slow it down a little bit. But that was just my little rant real quick. I had to get it out of my system. Don't worry about it. My chat went away, so let me pull that back up. Okay, and if you have not hit the thumbs up button, please, 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 whether you're commenting in the chat or not, can you hit the thumbs up button for me? That does let YouTube know. Oh, you're home. Okay. That does let YouTube know that, hey, somebody's over here. I'm not over here talking to myself. So if you could hit that thumbs up button and share, that would be great too. So today we're going to be playing with, these are my only colors. These are my Rosa Gallery. Remember I told y'all white is going to be here. I didn't have Payne's Gray and Rosa Gallery, so I had to make my own. And if you want to make Payne's Gray, you need burnt sienna and ultramarine blue. Is that? Yeah, ultramarine blue. And you get Payne's Gray, which turned out beautiful, if I might add. Turned out kind of yummy. Some of them I put, you can tell it's bluish, but some of them is kind of, that looks like gray. So we're going to talk about mixing things up today. That's what we're going to talk about. But remember, this was a little pain. And this is what I want you guys to do. When you're having a situation, when you're having a moment, don't stress over it. Don't even overthink it. Remember I said yesterday, be clear about what your objective is. And the end of the whole thing is that you feel better, that you're okay, and that life isn't gone, you're not going to walk away from it feeling some type of way, right? So that's what I want you to do. So that was me sharing that little moment with you and showing you that I do the things that I'm telling you guys about, right? So for today, we're going to be diving into some colorful, chaotic, and completely freeing mixing watercolors like a boss, right? I think I started out very good, right? Because the truth is, it made me feel better. It really did. And then afterwards, I have this beautiful, I have a beautiful, other than this rose, this is what I started with. And I was just like, oh, and I just kept going around and around. I was like, hey, stop making the circle bigger, right? But it's a nice big old rose. Roses aren't that big, but it was on this paper, so I had to let it go. And I did count it in World Watercolor Month. I put a 9 on the back of it, so because it's a part of World Watercolor Month. All right, y'all. Remember I told y'all the other day about watercolors? I have 29 brands. That's including 1, 2, 3, 4 5 that are on, no, 4 that is on the way, right? So technically in the house right now I have 25 brands of watercolor. Now, here's the thing what I want you to do. Because the truth is that drawer, well, I don't keep them in a drawer, but some of them are in a drawer because I had to pull some out of the drawer. But some of them are full paint tubes. I've used all of them, so they're not just sitting. I put them in pans. That's why I like tubes. It's so I could put them in pans. And then I like to share. So I've shared some colors and things because I want everybody to experience watercolor. So they can say whether they like it, love it, or no, that ain't for me. And you don't have to worry about it because then you don't have a whole bunch of watercolors to then have to just maybe give to try to sell or something like that. So you get some samples. But for these, it means that nothing, once you put it in your tubes, you can make some fabulous colors. Like you don't have to just, yellow is yellow, orange is orange, red is red, blues are blues. But do you know that when you get to taking the leap and jumping out there and really, 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 really mixing them up, that you can have fun? So this is World Watercolor Month, and what better time to talk about color mixing? Some, not a lot. I haven't been a fan always of color mixing because I just was like, for one, I didn't want to make mud. And for two, it was like, I'll just buy the colors. I don't have to mix them. But when you're trying to make that one beautiful color, like yesterday we did the peachy peach. I haven't seen a peachy peach this color. You get opera pink, you get the red, you get all the things, but out of all my watercolors, I don't have that peachy peach, right? So I had to do some mixing. And that kind of got into it. Because Talia used to be like, all the time, it's just like, mix your own stuff, and then you got your. I was like, I don't want to mix. I'll just buy them. No, thank you. So that was about 3-4 years ago. So now I will say that since I have all these watercolors, we mix them up. Okay? So I want you to think about what watercolors you have right now. What color you got out, whatever you have. I'm going to be using, let's put, not these. I pulled some out of this, but we are using my Rosa Gallery. And I think I have some gouache over here too as well, which is Utrecht gouache. But right here, oh, let me back up. Let's back up. Today's prompt for World Watercolor Month is home. I'm at home. Now, we're going to make some homey colors. We're going to make some yummy colors. But again, some of these prompts are just what they are, prompts. You can write out home if you can't decide what to do at home. You can draw a house that's a home and paint it with watercolors. You can kind of do some things with home, but it didn't excite me. And remember, guys, I told you I'm going to share the prompt, but I might not use whatever the prompt is. And home, all I said is I'm home. Okay, so let's put that over here. We have this sheet that I already kind of started kind of color swatching. So today, monochromatic. Remember what I said? Monochromatic is one color. One color. Mono. One color. Okay. So we're going to use indigo, which is here. We're going to use burnt sienna, which is here. We're going to use olive green, which is here. And let's see, one of these, red matter. I'm going to use that one. I don't think I'm going to use this one. And remember, I told you guys, I keep white in everything because I maybe want to make it lighter, darker, not sure. And then ultramarine, because I needed, the color I really wanted was Payne's Gray to start out. So burnt sienna and ultramarine, that's how ultramarine got into play, because I needed ultramarine to make Payne's Gray. So there's an ingredient already for you. Ultramarine and burnt sienna gives you Payne's Gray. How you want it to look is a little tricky. All right, let's put these back in here. Now, did y'all get that? We're using indigo, burnt sienna, olive green, red matter or madder red. I'm not sure if I'm going to use quinacridone rose or opera pink, but Payne's Gray for sure. So if we get that far. But those are the mono colors I'm going to use. All right. Mr. McCoy, you need to cut your phone down. And he gonna sit right out there. the replay, when it gets the delay, he'll get it. Okay, I had to mix it up. I don't think I hear it anymore. Because you know, he came home and I could hear myself. Y'all know I don't like hearing myself. Okay. All right. So let's start out with the ultramarine and the burnt sienna. They're right here. That's what we're going to start out with. And have you some water. And I will tell you to have, not really with ultramarine and burnt sienna, but if we do mix up some other like darker, lighter, I always say have you some clean water, and then have 2 things of water. And the reason being, because when you get to mixing it up in here, then it's going to be muddy and all ugly, and you want your brush to be clean when you go into the next color or whatever. You don't want to kind of contaminate with the color that you don't want. So I'm not mixing this. All right, so right now I'm mixing it. I had already mixed it, but what I realized is I had used all the color and took it out of here. So it's still working, still work. Let's just turn this over and see, because this is kind of a washy. So it's kind of cleary now. It's not as dark as I want it to be. So let's see it's not as dark as I want it to be. So what that means is because I want it darker, then that means I'm going to go back into my ultramarine. I'm going to dig in it, wet it up. Get it real good. Get a whole lot of pigment on your brush and slap it down in there. And this is going to tell me if I need to put some more brown in there. Because Payne's gray, it's kind of got when you hear gray, you think it's gray. Now, depending on what kind of color you want to come out, it can be gray. But, like, here we go. Check it out. See? It's gray. And this one, so now that I've added more blue, it's not going to be that color. But I am going to have to put a little bit of brown in there because I want it to have a darker. Most of the time, people's like, when you mix blue, you think you're going to get green. Well, it kind of got some in there, blue, but it doesn't all. So you're going to mix it all the way up. This is why I love these little trays. So if you ever go to thrift stores and stuff like that, you can always get these little saucers, get these little mixing dishes, and this is what they're kind of good for. Hey, Dawn, how are you? Hello, my friend. Welcome to Slapping Paint on Paper, where we are talking about having a colorful, chaotic, and completely freeing day. As I take another deep breath. Anytime I think about a mother having to bury a child, sit down and make funeral arrangements, my heart just so that's where I am right now. But I'm going to paint my way happy. We are. I feel better that I, talked about it, but still doesn't change the fact that it's happened. All right, there we go. See, Payne's gray. Payne's gray. So we won't get into the pigment of it all, but you napped again. Hey, Dawn, here's the thing. You're just not used to hanging out with me every day. It's kind of like, we're dating and we're seeing each other every day. You need to take a nap, and that's okay. That is just fine. I just assume you'll be here. You'll be here, or you'll be on what? Team replay, because we need team replay as well. Okay. I got a good nap too since I was up at 4 a.m. Oh my, is that 4 a.m.? God, that's early. I don't know why I'm so tired. Well, you're not pregnant, are you? Hey, that's our joke. We're going to laugh about it. I'm trying to get in a better, greater mood. So, yeah, let's laugh about that one, Dawn. Definitely. You know what they always said when we were younger? Well, yeah, you're pregnant because you're tired and you're sleeping all the time. It's just like, why do I have to be pregnant? Can't I just be tired? Most of the time, I was pregnant, though. Because babies take a lot out of you. Which is why now it's just like, just give me my sanity back. Give me all that time to rest up and get back to normal. Okay, I think I like this one now. This one is good. So, Dawn, we're taking ultramarine violet, and burnt sienna and making Payne's gray. We're doing some mixing. So whether you have 3 tubes of paint or no tubes of paint, and you have little pans, because some people they have the pans, whatever you have, but if you're not mixing them, I think you're missing the magic. I'm saying this for somebody who didn't want to do all the mixing, but mix it up. Let's mix it up. And I'm not the one to tell you that you don't need no more paint, because y'all know I got paint on the way. But I do want you to mix it up and play with what you have to mix up the colors. So that's still not dark enough. See, I want it as dark because we're kind of going to go, I don't know. All right, let me dig in. Let's dig in. Should I dig in some more? Yes, let's do it. Dig in there and get some more. And whatever your recipe, whatever your consistency is, let it be. Don't pay me no attention. I have some perfectionist issues going on over here. Usually that's what comes up when my avoidance comes up, when I'm avoiding something like what I'm avoiding. Um and I'll concentrate whatever I'm concentrating on. All right, there's the burnt sienna. So here's you go. Here we go. You get to see both of them. Hey, Paula K, how was your meeting the other day? Yesterday, did they not keep you long? Hopefully. Okay, there's burnt sienna and ultramarine violet. Right. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of water on here, and we're gonna combine them so you can see the magic. Isn't that yummy? Look at that. This is the best way I would tell you to do it. So you get to decide how much of each other do you want. So right here in the middle, this is where the magic is happening. So you get to decide if it's dark enough, if it's not. Now let me show you this. Now when I put, this is the one I had down. Now let's put this one right up under it. See the difference? You see how dark it is? But you want to start out dark because we're going to take it light. So when we do a flower with this color, it's going to be lighter. But there's the difference in them. We're going to let that dry, and then you'll see. Now, I might look at it and say, is that too brown? Because I want it more blue. So then that would tell me to come back over here and go on the blue side and mix more blue. Come over here and do more blue. Not more brown, more blue. And there it is. And if you need to Google Payne's Gray so that you can see what Payne's Gray really, really looks like, because it's really not Payne, it's not gray. It's a version of gray. And here's the other thing. If I wanted to, well, I'm going to eventually mix all this up. But remember I told y'all I keep white in my palette? If I wanted to do something else very, very romantic, I would swash some white in there. All right, see, there we go. There we go. One was a little too dark, too brown. So, see, let's see. Can you see that? Make sure. I hope it's. That one had too much brown. That one was good, but it was too light. And this one, that's Payne's Gray. It should have like a bluish hue to it because you're using more blue. Okay. No, it wasn't too long. Just felt tired after it. Yeah, I really dislike meetings. Oh, man. I think a meeting at the end of the day is just like somebody who calls a meeting at the end of the day is like, do you not want to go home? That's what I used to think. Okay, but since I got all of these in here, I'm going to mix it all up. And you still get to see the magic as I mix, how this goes. And again, I want more bluey, stewy bluey. And then I'm going to do something else over here. I'm going to wake up some white. And put this down, let you see what this looks like. This one is yummy too. Now that's gray. Not Payne's Gray. Well, it started out gray. I mixed it up too much. So if you ever have a gray and you don't have the gray that you want, mix it up, put some white in it, and you'll get it. You see the difference in the two. So this is why I say color mixing is fun. And this is another thing I think. I look at color mixing like life. Color mixing is where real fun lives. But I look at it sometimes when I started doing it and I was like, I have this bright, beautiful color, right? I have these two beautiful colors. And then life shows up and throws some black in it. So let's do this. That is a nice, we're going to do, so we are going to use opera pink. We're going to use opera pink, and I want to say, is this what color are you? That's a shame. Oh, no, no blue. Nope. Maybe blue. Maybe. I don't want it to be blue. I want it to be black. So what color are you? Nope, don't want that color either. What color are you? Nope, don't want that color either. I moved my colors around so I can't tell which one is black. What color are you? Nope. Okay. That's where we're going to get the gouache. Because I know which one is black and gouache. Easy. Easy peasy Japanesey. All right, so life is going on. You're doing good, right? It's a very bright red day. And then life comes up. Somebody does something to whatever, I don't know. And maybe somebody doesn't do nothing. Just, you get some memories on Facebook. That usually always hits me. Memories on Facebook, it just slaps me. And then it just messes up the whole thing. But what it does, it leaves you with something still beautiful. Because look at this color. We're going to get a nice magenta. So black and opera pink, it doesn't mean it's going to mess up. It doesn't mean that it's done. Look at this pretty color. Oh, I put it on the wrong side. That's red. But anyways. And you get to decide, while you're mixing up colors, you get to decide if you want to make that darker, right? Or if you want to leave it just like it is, because that would be a beautiful flower, right? And, oh, I missed something, right? I was the one like rolling my eyes, giving people dirty look. Oh, and then you got that people that want to make the meeting longer. I'm like, do none of y'all want to go home? Yeah, that used to be me. And then I became the boss, and meetings were first thing in the morning. So I don't think they like me. I say it was either in the morning or in the afternoon, which way you want it. So, and then we got to the place where I was just like, well, we ain't going to have no meetings. And then people was like, well, we don't know what's going on. Well, you can't have it your way all the time. I'm not Burger King. All right, look at that beautiful color. Isn't that pretty? So even when they call you in the meeting, you all peachy and everything before the meeting, then they call you in, then just drop something in there and just be like, oh, you know what? I'm going to make this even a better day just because y'all called me in here. Since we were talking about meetings. But look at that color. The magic shows up when you get to mix in these colors. Look at that. Oh. And my way of doing, so after, let's say you say, Karen, wait, you got this pretty color. It's not in your palette. What you do is, this is what I do. I write down what I'd use. So this one I use opera pink. Opera, O-P-R-A, right? Yeah, opera pink. And black. That's this one. And this one right here wasn't the color. This is opera pink over here. I put it under the wrong thing. So this was the original of what opera pink would come out. And you mix them together and you get this. Now, the other thing you can do too is kind of, we got the black and the pink. And let's see what I was saying, talking about saturating these colors. So I got to clean this off. I don't want that. We got to clean it off. Oh, and I hope I'm not making anybody have to go to the bathroom swishing. I'm here cooking while listening. Okie dokie, Dawn. I already know you like mixing colors. You will mix up some colors in a minute, which I love. Okay, so then you take it and put some white. Let's kind of put it right there, kind of test it out. You might not want to mess the whole thing up. Just take a little bit more and just mix it. Now you have a little more of a peachy, not a peachy pink, but a pinky pink, off-white pink. Let's put that over there. Pale pink, maybe, whatever color that will be called. So you all get it? You get it? Like, are you scared to... Let me ask this question. How many of you guys you already do color mixing? Let's ask that question. You already do your color mixing. Yeah, Dawn, what you cooking? You already do color mixing and you love it. Because look how this is what granulation, this is granulation right here. Like you make your own granulating colors. So there's the burnt sienna and then we mix them together. And then once you wake them back up, you say, so it seems starved. Oh my God. Yes, yes, yes. I feel you. I'm not cooking until next week. I'm still on vacation. Let's just put it that way. Trying not to do much because I'm still on vacation. Mowed the yard yesterday. I mosed on by a snake and went to Mr. McCoy and be like, "Hey, a snake over there," and he looking like, "Where?" I was like, "Oh, back there." And I kept on going. No, he was just like, "You just, kept on." Yeah, I mean, I ain't scared no more. What I was gonna do? I needed to finish mowing, and I was relaxed because I hadn't mowed in a while. Oh, that's pretty. So that one is almost like this one. So we kind of went back almost to the original, but this one is a little bit lighter. So there we are. All right, and this one we got to put white in here. Opera, pink, black, and white. So if I ever want these beautiful colors again, then I have the recipe sitting here. Now I'm gonna steal something from Dawn because Dawn had a great idea of what we're gonna do with our little swatches, our flowers, or whatever we put on at the end of the 31 days. We're gonna poke a hole in and put them on a ring. This is what you can do with your make your own recipes. Like you can take a little circle. Not that this is not a good example, but this one, like say you can take circles out of some scrap paper or something that you can, some paint paper. Let's just say paint paper, and say I have this little paper and poke a hole in it, so I got a circle, right? And so then you can take the swatch. I mean, take your colors, mix them up, and then put it on there. And on the back side, you write what the recipe was. You write that it was upper pink, black, and white, or whatever it was. If it was Payne's gray, you write ultramarine and burnt sienna. And you can also use burnt sienna or burnt umber. So if you don't have burnt sienna, you have burnt umber or one or the other. Or even if you got brown, the same concept. But do pay attention, for whatever reason, if you do not get what you are wanting, figure out or check the PY, check the pigment that's in the paints you do have. Now, the paints that I'm using is Rosa Gallery. So let's just say I went and got Daniel Smith, and I was trying to use the same recipe with Daniel Smith. Let's say that, right? And then for whatever reason, it just would come out different. Then I would have to check and see what my ultramarine is, the pigment numbers in my ultramarine, and go back to my Rosa Gallery, see how the pigments, if they're off, that will make the difference, the variation in the colors. That's what that would be, right? So you don't have to have, that's why when I take my palettes, I didn't take this on the cruise, right? Didn't take that on the cruise. I've already taken my Rosa Gallery row out, but I took color mixing. I took the gouache because we were playing with gouache before I left, and I might need to highlight with gouache. So I took all of those, but these are all mixing colors. These are the basic colors that you can mix. And remember, this was just Dots and Dust, her handmade watercolors that I used to fill the palette, right? So I had everything I needed in this palette to mix up any color that I wanted. Now I've put the reds, most of the mixing colors that y'all saw this palette yesterday was in here. I could have mixed up any color I wanted. Okay, you say, well, Karen, I don't know what color to mix with what. No problem, I got you. Me either. But what I do is, or what I do know how to do is, go on Google and say, Google, what are the color mixing colors that I need to make a peach or I don't know, whatever, right? So that's kind of what I did with Payne's Gray, because I wanted to know what color to mix with Payne's Gray. I mean, to make Payne's Gray. So it gave me ultramarine violet, which is this one, and it said burnt sienna. And so after mixing, I had burnt umber or umber. No, this is raw umber. So let me show you. So when you take those two, And this was fun. This was fun. So this is why I want you guys to do this. So when somebody piss you off, tick you off, or you got to go in a meeting, sit there and just color swatch. And you say, well, can I color swatch with a pen or a pencil? I mean, yeah, not like this, but you get the idea of taking a couple of pens and just drawing some lines and then drawing some notes for when you get home, right? This is what I want you to think about. I want to ask you this. You want to design or create what is the best color that represents how you're feeling in that moment. So let's use Paula Kay in her meeting yesterday. Let's say she had a red pen or a blue pen or had a couple of colors, because she's a crafty artist and she might have all those things. And as she's sitting there in the meeting, unless she's running the meeting, she sit there and be like, okay, well, can I mix this or can I mix that? Okay, when I get home, I want to do this, I want to do that. You see what I'm saying? Even if you're not in the place right now, like Dawn is cooking dinner. I promise you she might be thinking about some colors that she can mix up. Because we do this with spices. That's like my cousin Sarah, when I was telling her, I think last month we were talking about, I was like, I think you need to do something about spices. Because why? I was doing something with spices and I was like, but what if I mix this with this? And what if I mix this with that? But I wasn't sure. So I went to the person who knows, well, if you mix this with this, that might be good. I didn't know. So think about the color you want. So let's take, where's my pan? Because I got this right here. We're going to leave that right there. I know I got a clean one. And I got plenty of them. Well, this one really ain't clean. Look, see, she say, yes, I am. Yep, I have all sorts of colors. See, there we go. So we can do this. We don't have to worry about not doing this. We can do this. We can do this. Okay, we got a clean palette, which is a clean slate. Put those in there. Clean our brush. Make sure it's clean. I got clean water, because we're finna introduce a new color to our brush. All right, I'm going to do the same thing I did over there. We're going to take this one and go dig. You just want to wet it up and dig. Get a lot of pigment. Put it down to the place that you kind of can't see the dish up under it. All right. And because I don't want to lose this, I'm going to go in here. I know. Don't do what I do. Just do what I say. All right, we're going to lay that there. And I'm going to see if this one, because I think this is raw umber. I mean, I think it's raw. I think it's raw umber. So we're going to see. Let's see. And it's going to tell me, yeah, it's getting there, but I need more blue. So I'm going to get some water, mix it, dig it, put it in there, slide it out, because you want to see the color come to life. That is beautiful. So I'm going to say, let's slide it on down. Where's our paper? Ooh, that one's I like that one better. So I might like the raw umber better. I'm not sure. What you guys think? I love green with yellow for light green, then add a bit of red for a tan. Yeah, see, look at you. Yep. Now that one, tan, is one I had, as a matter of fact, I did tan right here. That's the tan that when I was color swatching, and that's the tan that I did get. I mixed that tan. This was mixed. So this is why I say doing this earlier made me decide that I was going to talk about color mixing, because I did it on here. And I thought it was a little tricky, but when I look back at it now, it's drying even right there. My color, when I tried to go back and mix it, I had some tan on my brush. So which is why I was telling you guys, make sure you have clean water, clean your brush before you go back in, because I had tan on there, but I didn't care. I switched it on around and, did the same thing. But that was the tan that I mixed. So I think that's so amazing that Dawn would say how she mixed her tans. Get it? Because what colors did she say? Green with yellow for the light, right? Light green, and then add a bit of red for the tan. Okay, well, I didn't have red. I had, well, it is kind of, it's a red matter, M-A-D-D-E-R. And it looks, it's in the pink family. But when I put it down, it didn't do what I wanted to do. So, but it came out pretty. And so what I had left over, I just took it and again, I made it into that. You can see right here, it was darker. And then over there, it kept getting lighter the more I used it up. And it's gone because it was in this palette. I can mix in variances for sand, hair, dirt, skin. Dawn, show on out then. Tell the people how to do it. Did you tell us what you were cooking? Let me scroll back in the comments. I think I had my head down if you did. Yep, it's since I got a hot dinner question before my eyes were fully open. Oh, what's for dinner? B&M beans and oh, red snapper. Nice. Okie dokie then. I'm having, if there's some leftovers, I'm having leftovers. Remember, in my mind, I'm still on a cruise ship. So there's that. Okay, I think I want to add a little bit more blue, and I think I maybe shouldn't, but we're going to see what happens because I want it to be lighter, not darker, and it's working. There we go. There we go. That's working out. So what's one small mix, right, in the life of art? We can try this week. So the rest of this week, this is what I want you guys to do, is to take the watercolors that you already have, or if you have been watching me and you're like, I'm going to try this watercolor thing, get you a couple of tubes or a couple of whatever, however you choose to buy it, and mix it up and see what you get. And, come back and share. And remember, I forgot to tell you guys yesterday, also, you use the hashtag, World Watercolor Month, but also include hashtag slapping paint on paper. That way I can follow what you guys are doing without you having to share it in all the different places. Because all I have to do is go and, find the slapping paint on paper. You do got to put the little TM up there because I searched the trademark. Tis me, and is. Okay, we'll put some more. That's, it's turning into a different color brown with just a little bit of blue. Let's put up some more blue. Yep, and then it's going back to the Payne's gray. All right. And some people, when you make, they be like, I don't want to make mud. That was my thing when I first started out with watercolor, and the reason I didn't mix. I didn't want to make mud. All right, so now I'm going to take some of this green, which is olive green, which is my version of yellow, getting me some yellow in here. Kind of slapping it down there. Just slap it down. Boop, 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 boop. Doo, doo, doo. Dig it in, dig it in, dig it in. What are we getting? So you're getting like a darker green, not going all the way in. I kind of want to keep this color because, let's see. I did swatch a whole bunch of greens even before I start color mixing because there's just a certain green that I want. And what I have learned that they give you all of the greens, but there's just something about that color when it hits it and it's your green. And then you have it, right? And you're just like, okay, I got it. I like this green. And I don't have my cheat sheet because I have some of these already circled off like this that I've done. And I don't have it. Or other than that, I will tell you which color. But I do know it's olive green. And I want to say it's one of them blues. Hold on. Let's see if it's cobalt blue. I'm not sure. I can tell you in a minute. Mix it up. Mix it up. Mix it up. Get a whole lot on there. All right. I can tell already it's not it. That's giving me more of a emerald, kind of emerald green. And I'm like, I like sap green, hunter's green kind of mix, but you can't mix them two together. Because sometimes they just don't give it to you right. But that's a decent color green. I had to clean my brush. That one's okay. But it's more, it gives me emerald green. And I'm not a fan of emerald green. Not for my flowers. Not for my flowers. Okay. So here we are. So we can go back and check out. We got Payne's Gray there. All of these are in the Payne's Gray family. Versions of Payne's Gray. Right? So we can look at, we got maybe 100% Payne's Gray. Definitely 100%. This one's maybe, let's say 80%. Because it's kind of too blue. Too blue. Add red to which one? The one I was just mixing up? Yeah, but which red, Dawn? You say red like, you know these reds. That's where I say when you go to talking about mix, match, swatching, it depends on what you mix. I hope that's what you was talking about doing. Well, let's put that all in there. Let's mix it all together. Why not? Let's do it. Let's do it. I don't think that's what she was talking about, guys. Y'all think? I don't think that's what she was saying. But it is a pretty color. Or it could be that this red just wasn't the red. Because this is madder red. Madder red. M-A-D-D-E-R. I don't know. Madder. It looks like madder. You're making me madder. But, get in there. But I do like that color. Let's see. We'll put that under the reds. And another thing, more green. Add a red, more green. Okay. We're going back over here. Okay. In the delay. I think it, because my olive green is... Yeah, it's my olive green. Yeah, I think that's not the green I want, but I see where you're going. I got you. I see where you're going. And do. So, at this point, I want, let's see, what is that? Let's go with this one and see what we get. And there's no right or wrong way. No right or wrong way. This is exactly what we do. We sit here because this has got more yellow because I choose olive green. And then, so we got yellow in there. And then I'm going to mix all of this up. And there's going to give me my color. There we go. That's a leafy color. It's a blue. It's a green that I have not seen in any. So it went a little too dark. There we go. All right, so we got our green. But it doesn't matter because we're going to take, let's put this over here with the greens. Oh yeah, that's it right there. Yep. And then you can make this lighter. This is where you go to talking about values, but we're not going to talk about values, but it's one color and you want to keep adding, you just add more water to it and drag it on down and it gets lighter to the point to where it should almost be transparent, but I got a lot of green on my brush. But you get it, you get it, you get it. When you get to mixing, you get to have fun and you get to choose all these colors. That's just it. Yeah, no, it was not. It was olive green. Did you add blue? I did not. I think blue, so blue was already on here. So it was some stuff already on the palette. But this is it. We got it now. But so y'all see how Dawn just said, you know, you got all of that whole conversation. That's literally what you do when you're trying to mix up and get this beautiful color that you want. So if you don't have, that's why I say when you get the basic colors, which is, you know, the red, the greens, the blues, the yellows, those are basic colors, and you get to mixing them up. And I will tell everybody that for watercolor, just have you a color wheel. And then I break the rules when it comes to the color wheel. So this is why sometimes I don't tell you this, but I want you to start out mixing. And I want you get you a color wheel, even if you don't have one. Go on Google it, color wheel, and it'll give it to you. So that way you can get your own recipes and just get curious about what color will this make, or what this make, or what that make. Um, don't be scared of making mud, because contrary to what I've heard, or contrary to what people say, you can't come back from mud. The devil is a liar. Remember what I told you about watercolor? Watercolor is just like Jesus, very forgiving, very forgiving. So if you sit up and you take the wonkiest of the colors, and let's say, oh God, I don't even know how to make mud no more, because I done showed you how to take black and make it into a beautiful color, right? Depending on what you add it to. But if you do find yourself making mud, and when I say making mud, let's just say, I don't even know, let's say we take some colors, you take some colors and it comes out and they look like, let's say they look, this ain't mud, but say it looks like that. All you have to do is, you remember I told you white is my friend. These two colors right here is going to make Payne's gray. So we already know that this is going to make Payne's gray. So it's not mud. But maybe somebody thought it was mud. Now, remember what I said. Get your white. If you don't like how dark this is, and you don't even want Payne's gray, or you don't like this color, or you didn't even know what the hell Payne's gray was. Let's be clear on that. That's how I was. It's like, Payne's gray, that don't look nothing like a gray I want. Right? So what I do, it's like, that ain't what I want. Again, I add white to it. White's going to wake it up, and white's going to just kind of give it a little bit more life. It's kind of like what Beth, we were talking about yesterday, with that, I think what it was, buff titanium. Changed the whole game. Right? All right. There we go. Now we have a gray. Why? Because before we were working with Payne's gray. Now, Payne's gray, it's a pigment thing. But here we go. We got like a dark gray. Now we take that and just swatch that down on the paper. There we go. Slide it down, and then if you want it lighter, again, keep adding water. It'll keep getting lighter. Now if it's not light enough that it looks like the gray you want, then you add more white. I would add more white. And this one is not buff titanium, so it's, I don't think it's buff titanium. But buff titanium is white, white. Titanium is white, 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 white. But just keep adding white until it lightens up. Now here we go. This one's pretty. Let's get some clean, clean white for one, because we done put all that gray on top of it. There we go. Don't mix no more. Just what you got right there. All right. Now we're going to come over here. And there's your gray. You want it lighter, add some more water to it and just watch it go get lighter. This is good when you're doing skies. Sometimes when you go into your grays, you gotta, you know, if you're a night sky. But it depends on what you're looking for. Y'all know me, I'm making flowers most of the time, so grays is not one of the colors I go into. However, sometimes around Christmas time, when you want to make some of the pretty colors or some of the different colors for, I made a white flower. Oh, let's see. Okay, we're finna do it. And I was just like, oh my goodness. And so y'all know I'm a part of Emma LaFave's Patreon. And so I asked the questions like, how do you make a white flower? Like, you just can't make a white flower. The paper's already white, so you want it, like, what do? Right? It's like, no, you basically take what I did, the Payne's gray. So you kind of start out with the Payne's gray and kind of get it to what color you want. So let's circle it around here. And here we're back to roses again. Circle, circle, doop, 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 doop. Right? And next thing you know, you have a white flower. There it is. It's so white. Can you see it? The grays are great shadows for flowers. The grays are definitely, see Dawn got a little grown there because y'all like, ooh, you can't see it, can you? Hold on, let me see. I feel like it's not clear. Ooh, it's white. Let me let it sit down and let it dry. And that way, hopefully, you'll be able to see it. I learned that by doing the same with alcohol markers. Oh yeah, that would, yes, I can see that. And I can see this isn't gonna, oh, there we go. Oh Lord, there we go. Oh, let's put you in, there we go. Gotta create, it's too much light. So there it is, real quick, white, white. That's how white it is. Had to give it some shade. It's so white. Oh, you got it. You saw it. Hopefully you saw it. Let's see if I can kind of turn it. It ain't gonna be. Oh, there we go. It's almost like it's an illusion. Like now you see it, now you don't. There we go. White flower. And you can take it, because it's a white flower and you keep adding and going around it, once it kind of dries, you're going to have to scrub into it a little bit. But that's another place where if you just kind of want to know where it is, kind of go on the outside to give it the outline. Because you want it, if you had this in your hand, you would be able to see it, but it didn't do it any justice on the, all you see is the, where I did the center. There we go. Hold up. There it is. There we go. There we go. That's a lot. Okay. So now you see why people don't paint with white and on here, because the light just it washes it out. Okay, I need my white, back white. So we're going to clean our brush, really clean our brush, and go over the white until it kind of mixes up. And there we go. It's back white, and take that white and put it back down there, because we don't waste it. And because now that I see we can't see the, I think that one's better though. Where's my other swatch? Let's see. Yeah, that one's better. Yeah, you can see that one a little better. So let's see. I think the light is still, no, it's kind of that making it better. You can see it a little bit. And after you do your whatever color and you come to your color that you want, this is why I was suggesting to do the swatching. It's still white. I'm gonna leave that white alone. We're gonna leave it alone. But that, take my word for it. It is pretty. It's gonna dry pretty, but you can see it here. And it's still, once it dry, it's still kind of washing out even here. It goes all the way down to here, and you still can't see other than what's, I don't know. Okay, so you see what I'm saying about the color washing? So you start with what you have. Now I've got to go mix some colors. Listen, there we go. It's World Watercolor Month. I want everybody to have fun every single day in your medium. But try watercolor. It's World Watercolor Month. And I'm not saying everybody has some watercolors, but if you don't, just, hey, go to the dollar store and pick up some watercolor and join us. Like, just let's slap some paint on some paper. And, some of these tricks will work, right? Start with what you have. If you don't have it, then get you some. I just suggest getting you some. Go to the dollar store and decide, hey, if you like it, right? Don't worry about it. But for us who already have all the tubes, use those tubes you're already on. Even if they're not a perfect set, right? It doesn't matter. It's like, let's see. And I'm going to keep this sheet because we keep all of our sheets that we swatch on. Oh, hold on. I got to write down these recipes, because this was green and what it was green and olive green and a little ultra. So if I want for a little, look, I will just put plus. Now on this one, it was plus of blue, right? And it wasn't, and then I tried, this one was with raw umber, and then I'll do plus because it's a little. And what was it? Raw umber and ultramarine. marine, and I'll put plus because it's about the same and you get in there. So that way when you're making your recipes and you're making your own color charts, right, you just take your piece of paper and you start mixing. Don't worry about it. Just start mixing and swatching on here. And then after you have swatched, then you write down, kind of like I did, what it is. And so that way the colors feel more connected and intentional, right? Because sometimes you'll forget. You'll be like, okay, I know I use raw umber and ultramarine, but how much? And then you'll have to go through the whole thing all over again, right? So don't do it that way. Just go plus plus, and none of these are going to be more than plus plus, no more than 3 pluses. That way, that's why I use these little pans that I got, and I think I got these from Hobby Lobby. They were on sale. They were part of the spring collection, I think. Yeah. And that's why it's big enough that, like, literally right here, we did 1, 2, 3, 4 swatching colors. Now, these colors right here are still here. So we got mono, mono, mono. So we got 3 colors that you can do. Oh, let's see. You pull out 1, 2. Hi, Bernadette. How are you? 3. Okay, and put them right here, literally. I gotta get my clean water because my water over there is dirty. Let's see if this come back a little clearer. Can you see that? Did it get a little clearer? I don't think it got clear. Yeah, there we go. Looky, there it is. So you get to see the white flower. Yes. That's how I want you guys to feel after you've done some color swatching. Be like, yeah, I did that and did. But now you can see it. That white is dried up. And it's a white flower that we've taken and done with this. So we kind of don't have to do that because we did that one already. So that one will represent the white we made, or the gray. That's gray that we made. And then we're going to mix these. I think some of that white mixed over here. Going to mix this back up. And I feel like it needs some more blue. Yep, it did. And gonna take this one and and just slap the paint on the paper. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what the outcome is gonna be. Just slap the paint on the paper. Swooshy, swooshy, round, round. Make your rose. Your rose doesn't have to look like mine. Our lives look different, so our roses can look different. Okay, there's that one for that one. And go back over in the dirty water. Now come back to the clean water and clean, clean, clean. And we're over here with pink. Remember, this was pink, white, and black. Put a little bit of black in there to give it a little bit of boop, boop. Just a little bit. Ooh, that's going to be pretty. Sorry, I'm left-handed. Got to move that out of the way. All right. Then swoop, 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 swoop. Y'all know me. We swoop it around. Drag the brush. Don't worry about it. Just drag it around. Drop it. Drop some paint. And this way you get to use your paint up that was in your palette. Because y'all know we don't like to waste paint. At least I don't. Okay. There we go. We're not here for perfection. There we go. I am doing great, Bernadette. Now I am. I'm doing great because I'm hanging out with you guys. And then when I get done, I'm going to eat. And then I'll probably finish mowing. I'm not sure. It was hot as heck out there before. Because remember, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I am going to be gone from my home. So, okay. Put some of that right there. Let that go. That's pretty. This is very, very granulating, I must say. Pop that in there. Boop, boop, boop. I think that kind of... Okay, there we go. Sorry for the swishing of the water. I know that sometimes make people gotta tinkle, tinkle. Okay, there we go. So we had... And because we're doing mono, one color, that's why we didn't do a whole bouquet. There's that color, which was the Payne's Gray. This one we took Payne's Gray, turned it into gray, more on the white side, which gives you a white flower. Or as Dawn pointed out, we can shadow it, because you can think about this being this flower and it being the shadow of it. We took Rose Madder, Did we take Rose Mountain? No, we took Quinacridone Rose. No, we did. We took Pink Opera. What color is this? There we go. We took Opera Rose. That's what this is. We took Opera Rose and white and a little bit of black, and we got that. It's raining here. I'm getting off from work soon. Oh, yeah. I saw y'all weather comes up on my thing, and I talked to daughter number 2, and she said it was getting ready to drop the bottom out of it. So here's the thing. So this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to, don't limit yourself either, right? I want you to take, and these are for people who don't have watercolors. But remember, it's World Watercolor Month. So go to the dollar store, get you some watercolors. Just play. Just play with us for the next 20-something days. Just let's have fun. Just really. And then, you never know. You might fall in love with it. But for those who do have, start with the colors that you have. Like a warm red, the cool blues, what color? So I've chosen, we got the warm reds, which kind of is pinky pink, but the warm reds, the blues, the greens. Let's see, what else? Maybe a yellow, the basic colors, right? And that can take you way further than what you think, because I could take these colors all right here, and I can make, ooh, you already see how many colors we made just in this little sitting, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. From the red, from those, the pink and the red here. Then from this one, and that one, we made these. So you can make a bunch of colors. So don't limit yourself, but I want you to think about it, a palette of 3 to 6 colors to start. Start with what you got. And again, if you don't have anything, go visit the dollar store, get you some chips, a snack, and get you some watercolors, and just slap some paint on some paper, right? Be intentional in the timing. Like, take 10 to 15 minutes to just have fun. Hey, Azuka, how are you? I gotta go on your channel and see what we're cooking today. And then once you're done, paint something. Like, we just really painted these roses, just slapped them down. And we're going to add them. They're addendum to our today, because today I need to pull out a blank sheet of paper, because I did say we were going to make a thingy. What time? Oh, we're good. We're good. And remember, this week, every time that I get to hang out more, which is today, I am, because tomorrow I have to go and take the car. Finally going to get it fixed, the running board, that is. So tomorrow's a busy day, so I'll probably be rushing back home to get to you guys, to get to do the lives. So I think I put 3 o'clock for tomorrow. I'm not sure. I've done the next several days of what time it's going to be. Remember, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, subject to change. But if you're subscribed to the channel, you should get a notification when I do go live. Where is the paper? There it is. All right, we're going to use this one. I'm going to use, possibly, if I feel like, we're just going to roll with it. I feel like it. See how it works out. Okay, mono meaning what? 1. So I'm going to take, because this is going to be my palette for our time the rest of the month. I say that like I'm gonna. We're getting some new paints tomorrow, so you'll have new paints tomorrow. But I'm going to take this one and fill it here, which is the red. You see how red that is. So this one is cool. So, warm. This is a warm red. You cool, like you can do a warm red, a cool blue. But we're going to end this one talking about the monochromatic. We're going to do flowers. Tomorrow I'm out of town for a doctor's appointment in the morning. No worries. Then you'll be part of what? Team what? Replay. Because Team Replay rocks. Oh, speaking of Team Replay, if you're still here, or if you're here and you have not subscribed to the channel, I would love to invite you to join us here, as Dawn so eloquently pointed out yesterday. Hashtag Team Karen. I think that's what you said. So that you can join us here when we are, because we're here on Mondays and Wednesdays. Outside of July, we're here Monday and Wednesday. Because it's World Watercolor Month, I'm here every day all the way to the 31st. Some way, shape, form, or fashion. We're gonna be here. And then that way, if you're subscribed to the channel, then you'll get a bell note. You hit that bell notification all so that you'll be notified when I do go live. And then you get to hang out with us live. So, Team Replay, hit that subscribe button, that bell notification, and hit all, reply all, so you will get notified when I do. Because sometimes I go outside in the yard, and knowing this weekend, I probably will do something different. I'm not sure. I'm not going to tie myself down to say we're going to do one thing or the other, and then I don't have the space, time, or the energy to do it. So that's just going to leave that open. But you know, you guys already know it's July, and I am committed to doing World Watercolor Month. Because why? It's my medium of choice. It's like Christmas in July. Why wouldn't I not want to play with watercolor every day? Which I kind of already do. So everybody's just joining me this month. That kind of got away with me. We're not going to worry about it. What Dawn say? No yellow in that palette. No yellow in this palette. Because I have olive green. But on a side note, it ain't far away, Dawn. It is not far away. I was thinking about it. But yellow is one of those colors we can talk about when it comes to mixing. When you think about it, when you have yellow, and mostly when you have yellow, you add yellow. I don't want to use yellow and orange. Well, yellow, orange, you get yellow and red, you get orange. And I don't want orange, but yellow and blue, you get green. I already got green. Yellow and white, you just get a softer one. So it wasn't very practical to use it. So that's why I just omitted it. Because that's pretty much it. So, but it's not far away. I can have a yellow. I have one, but I don't know. I'm not happy with this. So what that tells me is we got to come. There we go. Come back in here and lay some paint down. So if you are getting what they call scallops on your paper, if your paper, like right here, if you can see how mine was drying up already, it can either be your paper or it could be that you didn't put enough pigment on there. And most of the time for me, it depends on what I'm doing. It's gonna be paper. And right now, because I chose the paper that I chose, it's paper. But that in particular moment, it was pigment because it was just too watery. And you know, I like my flower nice and fluffy. So I want you to see that it's a rose. So we're gonna circle it out. And then the more you get out, we're gonna not use a lot of pigment because it's like the rose is opening up. But in the center, I want it to be very pigmented because that's the defining moment of the flower, kind of say. And when it dries, it's going to be beautiful. So this is going to be our first monochromatic out of many. I love doing black and white monochromatic. And again, I've shown you how to do the white. And black is just black in itself. But those turn out to be very, very pretty. I actually have two black and white prints that it's in my shop that's actually for sale. For those who just like, I don't want to paint. No problem. I'll paint for you. You can shop my shop. Slappingpaintonpaper.com. It's in the description box below. I'm almost certain I stuck it there. Okay, so we're going to put that one on there. And going to make this. See, this is watery. See how loose that is? There's no pigment in there. That works if that's what you want, but I don't want the scallops, so I'm going to get add some more pigment to make it a little bit more, maybe a little bit more. There we go. Because it's a red rose. All right, and we're going to circle, half circles, half C's. If you're into learning how to draw a rose, it's always half C's, half, and you just keep going around, swoop, swooping around, swooping, half, laying it out, kind of getting bigger. And then once I finish with them, I take a little bit of water, continue outside. Why? Because we want the petal to bloom out, burst out. And that's how, it's kind of how I do my rose in a fast swoosh, swooping moment. Swoop, 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 swoop. And remember, we're using monochromatic. There's only one color. So our leaves are going to be what color? Red. And droop it, boop, 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 boop. Doop, doop, doop. Kind of bring them up in there like they belong. So you know the difference in the leaf and the petal. So come down here. Boop, 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 boop. Doop, 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 doop. There we go. Boom. That's beautiful. She's cute. Dawn, it helps if you say swoop, swoop, doop, 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 doop. As you're swinging that brush around, I'm telling you, it works. Now, see right here, we have the scallops, or I call them the outbursts because they're just kind of bursting out. But that's where I put the water. Don't worry about it. If it's not your thing, then it's just not your thing. But what I want you to do is give it time. Put it down. Let it dry. I promise you, it will turn out beautiful. This is a good example. This was almost monochromatic, but I threw in blue, so it's duo or whatever that is. So, but right here, see, I just left it. And when you leave it, it'll look beautiful. So trust your swoops, trust your dropping of the paint, just trust whatever you're doing, and just do what you got to do. Just go wild with it, and then let it sit, because I promise you it'll come back. And this is what it looked like. And this is a good example, because these over here, when I did them, I was like, oh, I got to keep making it look better, swooping, got to make it look better. No, trust your brush. Trust your hand movement. Trust it all. And just let it go. And then, like tomorrow, when I show you guys this, I'm not going to do anything to it, I promise you. It's going to look better because it's going to blend with the paper. Look, the paper and the pigment and the paper are going to go on a date, and they're going to love each other more, and they're going to mesh together, and they're going to marry. So the red is going to get married to the paper. That's my way of saying it, but that's how much this paper needs to grab it. Like, because this paper that I'm using has tooth in it. It has what we call texture on the paper. It's rough. It's not rough. It's cold press. But this cold press paper that I'm using is the Fabriano, and it has a lot more what do you say? Texture, tone, sizing. That's what it is, sizing. And if none of that makes sense to you, then don't worry about it. Put the paint down, put the print down, let it dry. Come back to it tomorrow. If you love it, great. If you don't, remember what I said about watercolor is just like Jesus, very forgiving. Tomorrow you can scrub it around, move it around, add some more pigment, make it to where it's what you want. Because why? At World Watercolor Month, we're around here breaking rules. We're not caring, right? Because what? Watercolor is just like Jesus. It's forgiving. Once you put it down on the paper, it'll come back alive. It'll come back and be like, oh, Jesus touched me. Let me wake up. Yeah, that was a lot. But even this one, see, yesterday we put some stuff on it. See how it dried? We put white over it because we were showing Beth how you take how you take buff titanium and highlight. And you see today, look how it even just popped off there. It's even bolder. And even our teeth are tired. See how the flowers, they just stood out. They just laid on top of the paint. Because you can do whatever you want to do. Because watercolor is already opaque, so you're gonna be able to see through. So you can see through that. And then I think I did go over it a little bit with something, and I'm almost certain it was gouache. Because remember, I said gouache is a great way to just kind of finish it off. If that kind of makes sense, right? So this is what I want you to do. Color mixing. I want you to think about it. We have Today is just the 9th. We have the whole month of July. We are going to be color matching and color swatching our butt off. We're going to be using the prompts. Where's my sheet? Because look at these. These have dried, so they've turned out even beautiful, even more. Look at our white rose. That one kind of got some scallops or some things in it. I'm not loving it, but it's two-tone. So it's two-tone. This one, so they turned out great. The white rose really turned out great. You can, look, see it. So we're going to take the prompt. So tomorrow will be the 10th, and it's Turtle Day. Now, how are you going to use that prompt in World Watercolor Month? Turtle. You know how? You can do one. You can write the word turtle. You can draw a turtle, because see, that one's a little easy. You can draw a turtle. I don't know if I'll draw a turtle. We'll see. I'm a flower girl. But turtle, you can draw a turtle. What else could you do with a turtle? Because that's the prompt for tomorrow. So you can think about it. What would you do? The prompt for tomorrow is turtle. So for me, like I said, we're going to be going the rest of the month, kind of hanging around in this small palette, except for the days we get Happy Mail that is bringing us some new paints. Then we're going to go into some, oh, we got these new paints and we're going to slap these new paints down or whatever. But other than that, we're going to be using a limited palette mixing for the rest of the month. Keep it limited. Get a palette of 3 to 6 colors. And Dawn, like now that you talked about yellow, after I get off of here, I'm going to kind of play around with the yellow. And I'm going to see if mixing the yellow with some of my other ones, how that will work out, right? I'm going to do that. So it'll be, but we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I said 3 to 6 colors. So I feel like I'm going to, I'm going to take this one's not in. And this one's not in. That's what it was. So it's 3, and this one wasn't, because originally I was like, I only had 6. There we go. Because we had these two. Yeah. So we started with 6. I pulled that cobalt blue. We put that back. And Opera Rose is kind of like a side. So we'll let these be kind of plus. If you have this many, 5 colors. These are supporting casts. Because if we want it to be lighter, we'll use white. And we're going to see what yellow can show up in some of these that I've already done. And I will swatch them so that I can have to show you tomorrow what the yellow, did it make it or if it didn't make it. That's what we're going to do. So keep it limited. Get you 3 to 6 colors. That's plenty, right? And it just really helps if you like the colors that you choose. I want you to be very intentional about these colors that you're going to choose, because the rest of July, we're going to be talking about our colors and how our colors make us feel good, right? When we're in a bad mood, sometimes, like if you think about a job that you worked at when you had those gray, dreary walls, it did make you feel good. Now that I'm home in my studio, I don't want to leave. Like, I'm happy right here, surrounded by all of the beautifulness that I get to have, right? I want you to make your own color charts. Remember us? Get you a piece of paper, get you some, and have whatever the colors that you're going to be playing with. Have your own color charts. Grab that piece of paper and just start mixing. Every color, any color, but keep in mind as you mix one color at a time, put your recipe on the back, especially if you love it. If you love it, like it, and want some more of it, you need to know how to make it, right? Okay. Make your swatches, draw boxes, just go wild with it. But don't forget, label them so that you can enjoy them later. Don't do like me and be like, oh, what color was that? What did I use? No. Watercolor is like that magic wand. I'm trying to tell you. That's why I say over here I'm healing what? One brush stroke at a time. This is my magic wand, right? And when I feel, like I said, I started out this live talking about how I painted this because I was feeling a type of way. And this magic wand, this paintbrush right here, painted all of this in these colors, right? So let the water know how you feel, add some pigment, and even sometimes maybe make a song about it. Sometimes I sing in here a lot, or either cut some music on. But just make it fun, right? And remember, no matter what color you do come up with, if you say, ooh, that's dark, don't worry about it. All you got to do is add water to make it lighter. So if this is your bold, beautiful color that you come up and it's your signature color, and you're like, yeah, but I want it lighter. Don't worry. Once you do it, you can add water, just like I added water to these to make them lighter. So the darker it is, the better it is, and boom. Now it's elegant, right? And celebrate the ugly stage. When I started mixing colors, I did a lot of making mud. That's why I'm telling you guys, people say you can't come back from mud. And I'm telling you, maybe in acrylic world, I even came back from mud in acrylic world. White was my friend, or black. You add black to a lot of things, it does change the color. You don't have to be a master at the pigment or whatever. Just don't worry about it. Just have fun, okay? Every good mix goes through an awkward phase. That's what I've learned. Let it be dirty, let it be ugly, but this is what I want you to do. Let it dry before you judge it, okay? Don't judge it until it's dry. And when I say dry, give it 24 hours. Don't put the heat gun on it. Don't do nothing. Just dry it. Let it sit there. Let it dry, because I promise you it's going to show up and it's going to show out. Okay? So, like yesterday, we were talking about avoidance. Don't avoid mixing colors. Because I look at this as like mixing colors. It's just like, if you avoid mixing colors, it's just like you're trying to get through the tricky parts of life. And remember yesterday, it's like, don't avoid it. Just find out clarity. If it's for you, if it's not for you, if you even need to entertain it, and then move on. Decide how are you going to handle it. Same thing with mixing. We're going to decide what color we want. We're going to be clear about how that color makes us feel. If you don't like ultramarine, don't put it down there. If you don't like what ultramarine and burnt sienna gave you, which was Payne's gray, then don't do it. Okay? Dawn say, I love mud. Yes, Dawn, because you make some beautiful backgrounds out of mud. Mud, that's why I'm saying mud is amazing. That's one thing we're going to rule break. We're going to break that rule over here. We want to make mud, because when that mud dries, it's going to be beautiful. So embrace it. Embrace the mud. Who cares? Let's embrace it. We don't care. We do not. So if you're waiting for the perfect mood to paint, spoiler alert, it's not coming. I want you to grab that brush, which I just told you, it's a magic wand. Grab your brush. Grab it. Grab it. Splash, swatch, scribble, whatever. However you're doing it. If you're not doing the watercolor challenge and you're just hanging out with us over here, thank you, thank you, thank you. I do appreciate it. I do. But if you're here for the challenge, of mixing for the rest of the month, we're going to be mixing up, making monochromatic flowers or monochromatic whatever. If the prompts prompt us to make, tomorrow we might make a monochromatic turtle. We don't know. It doesn't tell us that you have to use certain colors to do certain things. We might make a purple turtle. Who knows? Who knows? Okay? But you're going to pick your colors and you're just going to play. You're going to mix them, swatch them. Remember, if you like it, you're going to write down what the recipe is on that swatch so that you'll know. And we're going to make watercolor fun, right? And I want you to know, if you're on Team Replay and you are not subscribed, I want to invite you to this challenge. And you're like, you found me or you got on my channel by All Things Are Divinely Orchestrated, I do believe. So if you're here, hit that subscribe button. Join us in World Watercolor Month. Here are the prompts. This is what we're going to be going on. If it hits us to use them, we use them. If it hits you to use them, no matter what I do, use the prompts, work it out. Because tomorrow is turtle, 11 is spicy. Spicy this could have been a spicy flower. Because why? It's red, right? But if you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, because we're just getting started. It's just day 9. And every day this month, we're making watercolor our main focus in whatever we choose to do. Now, y'all know me. Because I've joined these crazy, crazy girls that love making cards out of things, y'all know I'm going to turn some of these into cards. This one is one that I think I'm going to turn into a card. Put a sentiment on it because I like the way it turned out. Because after it dried, it spoke to me. Y'all know I listen when my art starts speaking to me. I do. I don't talk back, but I do. I do speak to it. So I want to ask you this question. If you let yourself play the rest of this month with no rules and no expectations, because here on Slap and Paint on Paper, this channel, we have no rules. I take that back. The only rule is I want you to have fun, but I don't want you to come and feel like you got to do all the things. I don't want you to feel like you even have to have your life together, because I'm a hot mess some days, some hours, some minutes, some seconds. I am literally trying to figure out what is what, right? So you don't have to have it all together. But what I want you to do is I do want you to create in some way, shape, form, or fashion, right? Tell your story in color form. Tell your story in word form, whatever it is. And your page doesn't have to be perfect. It's your page, just like it's your life. Yeah, today is home. Today is home. And that's one thing I've learned with creating over here in my world. It's my life. I am the one that have to live every single day when I wake up, and some days I get up and I be like, oh God, I can't believe my heart is hurting or whatever. And I'd be like, but God, what are you going to do with me today? And usually I go, I come, I sit, I do something, and it ends up being very, very beautiful. So don't avoid pain. And this is to the people who might maybe have struggled or struggling with something. Don't avoid whatever it is. Don't avoid the pain. Grow through it. Life gets messy, but the mess is where the masterpiece lives. It's been 6 years. It'll be 6 years in October since my son's murder. I wouldn't be who I am now if I would not have gotten up and walked through this thing every single day. Every single day. So just go with it. Life gets messy. We're going to have to deal with some mess. So what? Don't I care? It's your life. Decide how you want to move forward with it. Right? Mixing colors is like mixing real life. Some days it's bright and perfect. Some days are murky and mysterious. But you get to decide what it's going to look like. Okay? All right, so this is our thing, what we did, and I want to invite everybody to kind of hang out with us. We didn't do nothing with the green because we were saying we were doing mono, and I couldn't put green on there. That green is sitting over there. Be like, hey, what you going to do with me? I'm like, I'm going to do something with you when I get finished, but I don't want to see nothing green. But that's already talking about the turtle tomorrow. I already have green for the turtle. Boom. There you go. Look at that. See how God just, boom, shows up and shows out in your life? Okay? All right. Anybody got any questions before I get off of desk time? Before we get off of desk time, is anything I need to show? Show. All right, let's put this over here. Put this right there. All right. Okay, I think that's it. All right, we're good. Paint a turtle. I'm going to paint a turtle. Listen, I'm saying right now because I got that green, I'm going to paint a turtle. But I don't know. Who knows? Y'all know me. I'm liable not to paint a turtle. Hey, guys. What's up? Listen, I'm cute now, but when I go out here and get on this lawnmower, put this hair up in this bun, it might not be cute no more. I'm not sure. This is why I want to go to the hairdresser and just get my curls back, because other than that, I have to comb my hair. So, but as always, I wanted to leave so you guys can see that even though life was a little muddy for a minute, I got my sanity back. And the only way to do that is to make sure that you get to see, so Dawn can say, what? There she is. There it is, right? But over here, I don't care how rough it get. We're not going to avoid the limits. We're not going to avoid things that are in our life because, again, it makes us strong. It makes us who we are assigned to be in this world. Somebody that maybe is in a situation that needs to overcome some things or whatever, you might be the person that they see on your YouTube channel, on your Instagram, Facebook, whatever your platform is, or even in person. And they just maybe need to see a smile. Maybe they just need to see that you got your stuff together so that they can see the hope that they can get their stuff together. right? And that's just how it is. So that's all. I just show up here every single, well, showing up in July every single day for World Watercolor Month, and y'all get to see how I create my joy, how I get out of funk, literally. Paint, slap paint on paper. But today, yeah, tomorrow's busy. Today. Oh, I'm gonna probably mow. I'm not sure. I'm gonna eat first, and then we'll see what comes up after that. All right, guys. So thank you as always. And remember, if you have not subscribed to the channel, because Team Replay, the analytics are telling me that you're coming, you're showing up, but you're not hitting that subscribe button. You see that button right there? That button right there. It's black. You haven't hit it. Hit that subscribe button, then hit that bell notification all right over there, right down there. That way you'll be notified whenever I go live. My normal days are Monday and Wednesday, 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're here. We're a community that's growing together because life is already serving us enough BS.com. So over here, we just want to slapping paint on paper.com so that we can smile and have joy. Thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. No questions. All right, guys. It's overtime. That's one thing I can say about this time of coming off vacation. I missed you guys, so I feel like I just needed to make up some time. And YouTube didn't forget about me. They know that I was dating them because, again, the analytics did great while I was gone. We got new subscribers and all the things. Remember, it's not about the numbers. It's about the community that we're building together. I don't want you to have to be walking this life alone. Life is already, again, serving us a lot of BS.com. I just want to take the paintbrush so that we can do what? Heal. One brush stroke at a time. All right, guys. I will chat with you later. Bye.